So, we are focused on memoir. So, I want you to take what you read from Glass Castle, and I do have a couple of excerpts posted for you to be able to go through and have more practice with recognizing the importance of dialogue and the importance of when you're writing a memoir, your personal thoughts, feelings, reflections, how what was going on inside of you coming from that experience, not just telling the experience from what you remember, but actually making it more like a story. And a memoir is a more, think of it as a more flavorful form of a narrative. Okay, so and I want to go over also the difference between a memoir and an autobiography. You're not writing an autobiography, so if you're watching as time goes by, then Lionel's memoir, My Life in Kenya, does not depict a whole life like a memoir does, his whole life, just a portion of it. So, that is really the difference between the two. Think of it being easier that way to do a memoir rather than an autobiography. So, what you were looking at is a time in your life that really changed you, and really impacted you, and it really had a lot of value, and it meant a lot to you. And what was a lesson or a theme learned from that experience. So, painting it vividly. Think of how well written Jeanette Rolls's Glass Castle was, because she was painting it vividly. And, of course you come to me and say, oh, or you email me or you Zoom with me and you say, oh, Lopez Leon, I don't remember exactly what happened. But, here's the thing. You will be allowed to make it up, as long as it's staying with the story, and as long as the reason why you're making it up is not just to make it up because you don't like it. No, I want you need to be true to what it is. But if you can't remember, but you want dialogue and you want there to be, that flavor there, if you know what I'm talking about, that extra, little boost of flavor, that, to put it metaphorically, you can make up dialogue similar, as much as possible, going with, playing into that experience. And this can be difficult because you haven't lived, it's like into your adult lives, like myself. And a lot of you will probably have a hard time coming up with something, but just something that sticks out to you as something good or bad, but something very very potent, and very memorable, and one of those powerful experiences. So, I'm doing that thing where I talk again and I hesitate. Now, memoir. So, think of, just make a list, first of all, of people that have impacted you in your lives that mean a lot to you, at least 5 things, at the very least. So go through and maybe do that. And you don't have to do it this way, but this is just an idea and an outline. And also places that stand out to you, or that really stood out to you, that that mean a lot to you in your lives and are really special to you. So that's one idea. Or you can do something different. You can make a list of certain events, but you don't have to choose all of the events. You can make it as long as you want to. So for me, it would be halfway between the year of 2014 and then into 2015, ending off in the fall of 2015. So a time period in your life is not necessarily your whole childhood. You don't have to do that. Okay, I probably said something like that, but that's just going to be too much. Jeanette Walls did that. We're not going to do that. And you can see how her book really flowed so fast that I found it hard while reading it to really sit down and really get into something, because it moved very quickly when I read it. I discovered that when I read the book, and no one else hinted it out at me that it went by really fast. That was my own discovery. Alright, so it has to be about 500 words. When you're when you're writing it. Okay? So 500 words. Reaching to that limit and maybe going on that limit, but it has to ebb and flow. So, and it's not going to be perfect, so don't expect it to be perfect. You may have to, rearrange things. As long as you're getting it out, as long as you mean it. I can guarantee you that Jeanette Walls had the same thing, where she wanted to get it out and then she changed it because she didn't like it, didn't like this detail at this particular place, or or whatnot. So, and it's really open-ended that way. So, and that's really all I can tell you for now. Now, the instructional videos get into the structure of how it actually is going. And there's kind of a rubric attached to that and everything like that I made. And all the, materials found on there. But that's really all I can tell you. There's really not a whole lot to it. MLA format, Times New Roman, 12-point font, double spaced. And again, it's not an essay, but it's a paper, if you will, and it's a memoir. Okay, so always remember that not only including what happened, but also including your feelings and reflections from it, and your take on it, your take on the experience. And I would recommend starting at a certain place, because it will be difficult for you to go chronologically. Don't try to go chronologically. Just start at a certain place, and maybe it'll feel like a flashback. So you start here, and then you flash back. And you don't have to do it all in order. You make one paragraph, you put one, above it. However, it rolls along. If you get my drift there. So, it's really all that I wanted to explain with that, okay? Now, okay, so the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be watching this Ray Bradbury